3 major traps in Chinese history, clearly knowing it's a trap, but unable to fight back. No one has been able to break it for 1,000 years. Trap 1. Killing 2 birds with 1 stone. The shame of greediness in a crowded monastery. The first well-known conspiracy case in history occurred during the spring and autumn period. At that time, Duke Jing of Qi had 3 capable and brave warriors under his command, named Gongsun Ji, Tian Kaijiang, and Gaiazi. These 3 men were all very brave and skilled in battle. Having achieved various military feats for the country, they also had a very close relationship, as they had fought together in many battles and had sworn brotherhood to each other. However, even if there is only one highly esteemed minister, they may still be suspected and ultimately face the fate of the cunning rabbit dies. The running dog is cooked after helping the monarch achieve national unity, let alone when these 3 individuals are closely united. As a result, the 3 individuals' former lack of restraint turned into a lack of understanding of etiquette and respect for authority, which gradually became a major problem for Duke Jing of Qi. However, these 3 individuals held significant power within the country and had a large following, making them not easily challenged. Duke Jing of Qi was very worried, but fortunately, at this time, the Prime Minister Yan Ying came up with a solution for him. Since there were accusations of their pursuit of wealth and power and arrogance, why not turn the tables and exploit this weakness of theirs? Therefore, Duke Jing of Qi held a banquet and rewarded these 3 ministers with 2 peaches, letting them distribute according to their merits. Gongsun Ji said, "I once hunted wild boars and tigers barehanded, so 1 peach should be mine." Tian Kaijiang immediately spoke up. "I risked my life to lead away the enemy troops and successfully defeated them, so the remaining peach should be mine." Gu Yesi naturally felt aggrieved and said, "In terms of merit, I killed a giant turtle in the water. Without me, our Lord could not have crossed the river smoothly. Without our Lord, where would you all be today?" As soon as these words were spoken, all 3 of them immediately realized that the intention was not really to divide the peaches based on merit, but that the ruler had long been wary of the 3 of them. The current struggle was actually unjust and unrighteous. None of them had the face to continue fighting for the peaches, so they all chose to end their own lives. This was actually a case of the ruler wants the subjects dead, presented by Duke Jing of Qi. But is there really no way to resolve this? In fact, the root of all problems lies in the 3 men's arrogance. If they were not so greedy, they could have avoided this tragic end. Stratagem 2. Surround Wei to rescue Zhao. The risk of having to rescue. The second strategic maneuver we want to talk about happened during the reign of King Zhao. At that time, the state of Zhao's Handan was besieged by the state of Wei. King Wei of Qi divided his troops into 2 teams, with one team attacking Wei Zhangling and the other team, led by Tianji and Sun Bin, rushing to support Zhao. Unfortunately, the supporting team arrived a step too late, as Handan had already been captured by Wei, and the army that had originally attacked Handan was now under the command of Pang Wan. Attacking the state of Wei, faced with this situation, Sun Bin proposed that the Qi army also turn around and attack Wei's capital city. After all, at this moment, Wei's army was spread thin, fighting on multiple fronts, and the defense of the capital was likely to be relatively weak. Then his conjecture was indeed confirmed. Due to the urgent situation in the capital of the Wei kingdom, Pang Wan, who was originally leading troops outside, had to rush back for reinforcements. In his haste, Pang Wan fell into the ambush set by the enemy at Guilin and suffered a major defeat. Actually, did Pang Wan really not know that there was a trap ahead? The answer is probably negative. Even if he knew there was a trap ahead, he still had to rush back to the capital. Otherwise, even if he conquered another country, his own backyard would be on fire. Wouldn't that be losing the big picture for a small gain? Therefore, if the state of Wei can foresee the situation in advance, grasp the opponent's psychology, and maybe even set traps in the capital ahead of time, they might be able to catch the enemy off guard. In this way, this sunny strategy would not be self-defeating. Yang's Trap 3, the Order of Favoritism, Helpless Praise. The last attempt at decentralization occurred in the early years of the Western Han Dynasty. Due to Emperor Gaozu of Han's adoption of the system of enfeoffment, the power of various feudal lords in different regions gradually strengthened. Therefore, when the throne passed to Emperor Wu of Han, the centralized power of the central government faced a serious threat. Fortunately, at this time, there was a man named Zhu Fuyan who proposed a strategy called the policy of grace. The content of this policy was to change the inheritance system from the eldest son inheriting to all sons inheriting in the various vassal states. In other words, originally when a vassal king died, only the eldest son could succeed. But now all sons could be granted a portion of the original fiefdom. I'm sorry, but you have not provided any text in simplified Chinese for me to translate. Please provide the text you would like me to translate. In addition to the eldest legitimate son retaining the title of a vassal king, his own territory can be ruled by himself, while the land allocated to the other sons must be managed by the court. This can be considered a great opportunity for the other sons. After all, they used to receive nothing, but now, although they have to accept court management, at least they have land and money in their hands. Therefore, this policy made the territories of the feudal lords smaller, and their power diminished, leading political power to once again return to the hands of the emperor. Even though the feudal lords could see the intentions of Emperor Wu of Han, they couldn't say anything. After all, for the vast majority of people, this was a welcome development, and they couldn't go against the majority. This seemingly difficult problem of the succession war actually has a very simple solution. If the feudal lords only have one son, there would not be the issue of numerous heirs leading to the fragmentation of the feudal states. However, it is a pity that this may have been an impossible task for the feudal lords of that time. Closing remarks. In fact, the so-called positive strategy is to take advantage of the situation and turn the situation to one's advantage. For us today, this method does have learning and reference significance. By activating our thinking, making rational use of the current background situation, and playing each card in our hand well, it may bring about a new turning point in the situation.